Mr. Obama, well, he needled Donald Trump over his response to the pandemic, which is clearly a weak spot for him.
Yeah, and if Joe Biden wins this election, Laura, I think it can come down to coronavirus and Donald Trump's handling of the coronavirus. But I've got to say, people in different rural areas, regional areas, are saying something else about that. But that's another matter. When it comes to Barack Obama, he's clearly a big weapon for the Democrats, maybe even a bigger weapon than Joe Biden himself. He was attacking the current president over his handling of the coronavirus, and he was in there, Orlando, Florida, doing that today at one of those drive-in rallies. There was about 300 cars there, and the people who were there, they had to be invited, but they honked their horns whenever they approved with something that he was saying. Now, there was a reason why Barack Obama was in Orlando, Florida. It's a place that's been hit really hard because of the coronavirus. It's heavy on tourism. You've got all those theme parks there, and also there's a lot of immigrants in Orlando. And they fear, not all of them, but plenty of them do fear that they may be deported if Donald Trump holds on to a second term. But as we're talking about coronavirus, the strong point for the Democrats at the moment, and they are hammering Trump over that. And here is what Barack Obama, the former president, had to say about that today.
If we were focused on COVID now, the White House wouldn't be having its second outbreak in a month. The White House. Let me say this. I lived in the White House for a while. You know, it's a controlled environment. You can take some preventive measures in the White House to avoid getting sick, except this guy can't seem to do it. He's turned the White House into a hot zone.
And that's actually the third campaign stop that Barack Obama has done for Joe Biden in just the past week alone. So he's definitely escalating his public appearances. Meanwhile, as for the president today, he's on his way to Michigan. This is another state that Donald Trump managed to flip last time, but he did it by 0.2%. So that is a wafer-thin margin. There was only about 10,000 votes in it. It had been a Democrat state for about 30 years before that, but that's one of those states like Pennsylvania that Donald Trump managed to flip last time. But he is way behind in the polls this time. The average polls have Donald Trump anywhere between 5 and 8 points behind Joe Biden at this stage. So Donald Trump, he's heading there a little bit more. He'll be there, well, his next rally is due to start soon, but a few hours ago he did leave the White House. He was questioned by reporters, and here's part of what he had to say.
We have a full day of rallies, and they're very well attended. We have thousands and thousands of people at each one, and we're doing very well. Our poll numbers are phenomenal, our real poll numbers, not the fake numbers that the media gives, but the real poll numbers are very, very strong. Many states are doing very well. Florida's doing great. You probably see it.
Well, let's go from one swing state to another. And this is a bit of a surprise one, actually. It's Georgia, and that's where we find our colleague Annalise Nielsen. She's live for us this morning. Annalise, we were talking about this last week, actually. A bit of a surprise this time around that Georgia is suddenly in play for the Democrats when they hadn't won it since, Bill Clinton's first election win back in 1992.